Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today is day 45 of 100 days meditation challenge. Today is a meditation called transforming anxiety. Let's get started. More and more people nowadays struggle with anxiety. The suffering that comes from it can be tremendous. Many of us can get so lost in our anxious feeling and thoughts that anxiety meds can be the only way that we have to get through the day. While we encourage to get in touch with the trained professional, if you feel desperate, please do it. It is important to keep in mind that the medicines alone rarely solve all our problems. Whether we seek the guidance of therapists or decide to approach this on our own, some introspection is required when it comes to transforming anxiety. We need to sit down and in complete honesty face ourselves. How can we do this? We need to bring our focus on our own mental patterns so that we can start recognizing all the automated processes in our mind that keep recreating the anxiety. This is where anxiety is born after all, from our conditioned mental process. It is not our doing. We are not responsible for it anymore that we are getting the flu. Our transforming anxiety exercise below will help you. So, what is really happening in our thought process when we are anxious? Anxiety generally starts as exacerbated form of worry, accompanied by physical reactions. We might believe that we need to be prepared for the worst, so we keep ruminating on what might happen in the future, and our body reacts accordingly in worst cases scenarios. This might evolve into full-blown panic. But even with simple anxiety, it might be difficult to see our way out. Most forms of anxiety come from believing false thoughts. These are created by an exaggerated focus on our past and future, or on how people may perceive us. Having people tell us that we have nothing to worry about surely doesn't help either. If anything, we may feel now guilty on top of everything else. So, what's the best way to approach anxiety states? Just observe. Although it might feel uncomfortable at first, observing is the most important thing we can do because anxiety is generated by automatic patterns in our mind. Unless we spend some time observe those patterns, we will find ourselves inadvertently reinforcing them. So, the purpose and the effect of this practice. Anxiety may seem like a consequence of busy modern life, but it first evolved as a response to threats our ancestors experienced in the world. If we examine the 6 physiological reactions we have to anxious situations, we can see their evolutionary origins and transform this natural response into productive ways of dealing with stressful circumstances. These 6 response are fight, fly, freeze, appease, tend, and befriend. By mastering them, making them our tools, and using them to our advantage, we can conquer our anxiety. Summary of this method: figure out your natural anxiety response and transform it into something positive. Long version. First, fight. The fight response is fairly obvious. It is what gets us into scuffles. If anxious situation make you aggressive and feisty, you may be able to channel your energy. Into vocalizing your complaints, speaking up for what's right, just saying no, negotiating boundaries, conditions, and ground rules to avoid altercation, and doing better with anxiety-provoking beliefs and worries inside yourself. The fighter has to engage the situation to overcome his or her anxiety. Flight makes us want to run away from our problems. If anxious situations make you want to run or run in the opposite direction, you are a fool. That doesn't make you a coward. You can and should leave situations if they are not working and can't be fixed. Look elsewhere for better situation rather than suffering in the one you are in. Step back and disengage, especially when a situation starts to look hopeless. The flirt can also a complete abandon and run away from anxious thought inside him or herself. 3. Freezing. Freezing is stopping all movement, mental or physical, until a problem goes away. If anxious situations tend to paralyze you, you may do best calling time out, observing negative situations quietly, buying yourself other time by waiting, being patient and restrained and letting things come and change naturally, and creating space for new, better possibilities. Peace. The peace response makes us supplicate when we both do our betters. If you tend to take the blame yourself when in an anxious situation, you might be a pleaser. You may find your anxiety lessen when you take maximum personality responsibility without overdoing it. When you offer genuine apologize, when you make agreements and promises toward the future and amends for the past, when you give gifts and when you acknowledge the grievances and anxieties of others and work to solve them. 5. 10. The 10 response invites us to nurture in our to balance out of our stress. If anxious situations make you want to curl up and be taken off, you will do well to build up your personal resources for dealing with situations. Taking meditative time for yourself, relaxing and building alliance and to take care of yourself. Making sure that you work on your own anxiety-inducing tendencies gently while allowing your kindness and caring for others work on their own anxious tendency. Thank you.